Hello! Today I want to play around with pastels. Soft pastels, I believe, are chalk pastels, right? So this is a different texture. I'm not sure if they work well together or not, but I definitely want to try out playing around with some oil pastels. And yeah, one thing that I do want to do is I kind of want to make like goofy animals. Goofy in that the proportions will probably be wrong because I'm going to go from my memory, which is not great. But I think it'll be fun, and they can turn out kind of maybe a bit more impressionist if they come from my memory. So I think that should be fun. I think I mainly want to use these. I have a neon video that I want to put out soon. So I have a bunch of neon mediums that I can use into one piece, and then this one, if it works well with the oil pastels, I will mix and match, but if it doesn't, I've never played with any of these, soft pastels, chalk pastels, oil pastels, none of that really. I mean, in school maybe we've played with them, but I haven't really tried them. So I bought this the other day and I tried it out a little bit. And that was the extent of what I tried. So this is the range of colors that we've got. I'm not really sure how you use white. Do you put white on first and then mix in a color to make it pastel? Or do you put in a color? If you draw over the color, won't your white turn into a different color? I'm not really sure what the technique is with white, but I do suspect one will need to use it a decent amount, I guess, unless you use pretty bold colors. Let's see what this one is. Okay, so these are definitely chalk pastels, so I can put these here, and then we've got our neon colored pastels. Wow, these are very vibrant. I'm almost scared to use them. They're way too fun. I want to save them for the neon video, but also we'll see. We'll see. A while back, I went to like a proper art store, and they had some of these Caran d'Ache. Well, I guess they're not all Caran d'Ache. Neo pastels. These two are Caran d'Ache Neo pastels, and this one is a Sennelier pastel. So I've got some like high quality ones here as well. I don't know if I really want to use these just because of the quality of them. I probably would want to practice a little bit more before I use the pricier, better ones. But just in case I, for whatever reason, need these exact colors, I have them. I guess let's test this out first. I'm not going to swatch them all, but I do want to get a feel. Maybe I should try like chalk pastels on this side, oil pastels on this side, and see what we think about that. I also don't know, obviously, since I haven't played with these before, I don't know techniques. So is there a certain way to hold the pastel in your hand? Do you use the corner like I'm using here? What happens when it gets blunt? Because if I try right now to use this other corner, it's really not doing anything. So I don't know if there's maybe a coating on here, and once you break through, then you can use it properly. I don't know if you're meant to use the dust to your favor, you know? I don't actually know anything about chalk pastels. Or oil pastels, really. They usually look very difficult to work with, and yet the pieces that you can get with these are often very, very cool looking. Okay, so we got some bunny ears there. If you know how to use chalk pastels or oil pastels, let me know of some tips you have, because I would love to hear it. Maybe this dust is just meant to be blown off and discarded. You're not meant to use it. I don't know. Let me know. There's just so much dust here. I can't believe, like, is that really meant to just be wasted? So it's been a minute since I put this project on hold. So you'll see my supplies have been used. But I'm also seeing that the bunny is smudged quite a bit. And I'm not really sure how that happened or where it happened, but I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Perhaps that's just the nature of chalk pastels. Maybe you have to catch it. I don't know, maybe a spray would work. Not sure. Not sure. But let's go ahead and give this little bunny some overalls. I want to try a tortillon as well. Oh, yeah. That's a different kind of smudge, I feel like, than we got with the... What, I forget. It's been a minute. I forget what we smudged the rabbit with before. Was it just our finger? Interesting. Of course they will have to be denim, because I imagine this is a little farmer rabbit, and I know it's getting dangerously close to oh, what's that rabbit? You guys are probably telling me in the comments right now. His name is this. Peter Rabbit? Is that right? Peter Rabbit. You know, the Beatrix Potter one. That's Peter Rabbit, right? I think so. Anyway, that whole vibe of bunny with a carrot in a garden. Let's give him a little bit of chunk. Give him a bit of a belly. We don't want these to be like skin tight overalls either. Sometimes it kind of feels like there's like a hard bit that doesn't have pigment on it. I've noticed that. But that just might be the quality of the chalk pastel itself. I'd be curious if anybody is watching this right now who does regularly play with chalk pastels. What is like the best application for it? Like, is it for starting a background for like an acrylic painting or something? Or is it like, do you do an entire piece with chalk pastels? And if so, what is your method with that? Like, what kind of, is it abstract, or do you have a way that you can do like pretty good detail? Now there is another illustration style that I wanted to try on this side maybe. And it's inspired by a girl on YouTube called Brofaz. I'll talk to you more about her when I try oil pastels after this one, but I do want to try it with chalk pastels. It's just a portrait. And I'm just thinking about it now, and this is going to be a very bad idea, I think, because now these two are going to transfer on top of each other. So I am going to have to put like parchment paper or wax paper in between them so that they don't interfere with each other. Another thing about this page specifically is I do have a layer of white gouache from about top to here. So you can see that it's quite a bit lighter here, and that's interesting to me. So it's almost taking better to the gouached prepped page. Yeah, look at that. Wow. So that's definitely interesting. I'm nervous how this one will shake out, if it's going to spread all of this pigment everywhere. Let's do her shirt. We might give this one a yellow background. So I'm going to give her shirt I'm gonna make it blue. I have recently been watching Brofoz here on YouTube, and I am loving her art style. It's really, really cool. So I want to take my oil pastels and try something. So she does really wacky colored portraits of people, and a lot of the times she's using references that she's taken on the subway or something really, really quick, like a gesture drawing. I'm going to be using Pinterest faces, but I do want to make them colorful, and she makes them like with wacky proportions, and it's really wild. So I just want to see. It looks like fun, okay? So I just want to have fun, and that looks like fun. So let's do it. She likes to give her characters little stories, and I'm not going to do that just for the sake of the fact that I'm just playing right now. So, yeah, what should we do? She does really wacky colors. Why don't we try with a yellow? This has a little bit of green on it, but we'll see. So, okay. I have to remember, I mean, I don't have to do the exact same or mimic the exact same style that she does. I just like the vibe that they are, so let's just see what we can do. Already it feels a little bit more realism than what she does, but, and I am trying to get the rest of this color off of this yellow, so it's going to be a little bit mixed in, but that's okay. So I'm going to put her eyes, this character, eyes there. She's got a pointy up nose, big lips. Okay, we'll make that our character. Let's see, her forehead, we'll just bring it across. It's a bit more like this. She does have hair too that I will put in a different color, so maybe we'll just leave it there for now. And Brofoz just colors in like a solid color. So I thought that was a really interesting approach, and I'm here for it. It kind of gives me the effect that like playing with gouache gives, because a lot of times when you're playing with gouache, the end result is a very opaque, matte, flat color with not a lot of variation in lightness or darkness, you know? So I pulled out this neon set, and I'm not liking it nearly as much as the Stedler set. I don't know if it's the neon or if it's the brand, because I know when you make neon supplies, like art supplies, it is a different like recipe for lack of a formula. There you go. It's a different formula. I know that. So that might be where the difference is. But again, I don't know if it's just the brand difference, because I know Montmart is kind of a cheap brand. I don't love the bright orange hair, but I wasn't sure what color to do. I will say this is a very freeing type of art, because it's really loose and it doesn't allow you to take yourself too seriously, which I think is pretty neat. Yeah, okay, cool, I like this. And then maybe I'll add pink as like, because the reference image does have a bit of pink eyeshadow. So what if we made pink eyeshadow? I dusted it off a bit, but I'm seeing that her jawline is a bit too strong. So I'm thinking of making a shadow, and could we make the shadow in the green? I don't know. Or, sorry, pink. And then she does these really bold, blocky eyes, which I think are fantastic. And so let's just see if we can mimic those big, blocky eyes. I'm using high quality acrylic to try and cover up the oil pastel. While we're waiting for her eyes to dry, I kind of want to add a little bit of a pattern here. She does have one in the reference image, so I'm gonna maybe do dots in the orange. Her cap or her wrap or whatever's on her head doesn't really have anything, but what if we give her earrings? That could be fun. Might be hard to do with so many layers of this oil pastel. What could we do for a background? We already have like blue would be probably a nice complementary, but is it too outside the box? Like, I think we're gonna go blue. I have no idea how this is gonna survive in this book. Like, what's gonna happen? Do I leave this page blank so that there's not really any issue with transferring? I do not know. I sort of feel like this would be really fun. A fun way to do portraits of people you know. Wouldn't you like to see yourself in this kind of art style? I think it'd be really cool, actually. I might have to do something like that. And I didn't really even give this girl exaggerated features. Like, you definitely should go see Brofaz in her stories. That's where she does all of her portraits, and they're just so much fun. I cannot get over it. There. Okay. I think our girl's done. And I've kind of really enjoyed this experience. I think I will have to leave this second page blank just to save it, because anything I put on here is going to either transfer on or this will transfer on there. So I think my best bet is to leave it blank. And hopefully that will protect it in itself. But this was really, really fun. Well, this is how the experiment went with chalk pastels and oil pastels. Largely inspired by Brofaz on YouTube. Okay, what are my thoughts? Chalk pastels are so messy. Messy, and like not only messy in your workspace, but messy on the piece itself, because the little shavings and whatever get into all the other colors. So there's that. It does give a nice soft blur effect, and I'm thinking chalk pastels would work beautifully with colored pencils, but now that I'm saying that, possibly not the oil-based pencils, which are the pencils that I'm preferring right now. Oil pastels. Oil pastels are more fun, I would say. They are messy, maybe not as messy, but very messy still. You can't get really precise details, I feel like, with really either medium, but it is fun. It is fun. I think this would be more of a art medium that would be great to do outside, so I might save the rest of my chalk pastels and oil pastels for summertime, since we are going into winter now, because then you don't have to worry about being as messy, and like even when I blow stuff off, it's all over. Like, it's just all over. So it's very messy. I did enjoy it though. I did have a really good time. I mean, I like all three pieces. I don't know if I love any of them, but I like them. And it was fun to play with, and I'm curious if you guys have any tips and tricks for chalk pastels or oil pastels. Let me know which of the three are your favorite. And yeah, let's chat about art mediums in the comments below. And I will see you in whatever comes next. Bye!